I want to talk about something that every pre-OT student does at some point: the acceptance rate spiral. You look up one program, the rate looks intimidating. You look up another, that one's lower. You go to Reddit looking for reassurance. You come out even more confused and sad. You go back to Google. I want to show you why the spiral is keeping you from the research that actually improves your odds and ultimately becomes more meaningful to your personal journey. Because acceptance rates are not what is measuring what applicants think they're measuring. Once you understand what acceptance rate is actually measuring, the spiral stops being so scary and the strategy starts. An acceptance rate is a single calculation: number of offers extended divided by number of applicants received. That's it. That is the entire metric. It tells you the ratio of offers to applicants in a given cycle. It does not tell you the quality of the education. It does not tell you clinical outcomes of graduates. It doesn't tell you where the program aligns even with your goals. It does not tell you whether you specifically would be competitive there. It tells you how many people applied relative to how many seats there were. And application volume is driven almost entirely by name recognition, geographic desirability, and prestige psychology among applicants. Ultimately, not always by program quality. So, if acceptance rates do not measure what matters, what does matter? Here's the data that actually tells you something useful about your competitive position at each program. What actually matters? MBCOT pass rates. Those are available on mbcot.org. And you go in and you look at schools' performance for accredited programs. That tells you what percentage of graduates pass the board exam. It is the single most operationally important outcome and metric for OT program. Programs with consistent 3-year pass rates above 90% are producing board-ready graduates reliably. That is an educational quality you can measure. Graduation rates. Those are required to be published on every program's website to follow accreditation guidelines. Graduation rates tell you what percentage of admitted students actually completed the program. It is a direct measure of whether the program is admitting students who can succeed there. Mission alignment. Does this program's stated mission, clinical focus, and graduate outcomes match your goals? These are 3 data points that tell you entirely more about your competitive position and your likely experience at each program, much more than the acceptance rate does. And here's the part about acceptance rates that almost nobody in the pre-OT space has explained clearly. The 5 factors that actually drive them that have nothing to do with program quality. Factor 1, cohort size relative to application volume. A program receiving a high volume of applications has a low rate. A large program receiving moderate volume has a higher one. Neither number tells you which program is better. Factor 2, geographic desirability. Programs in popular markets attract aspirational applicants from candidates who may not have a general and genuine enrollment intent, meaning they're applying because they just want to apply to the school, not because they intend to actually go. High application volume without proportional yield inflates the apparent competitiveness. Those students may never go. Factor 3, rolling admissions timing. Programs with rolling admissions have effectively different acceptance rates for early versus late applicants. The aggregate rate obscures that difference entirely. Number 4, yield protection. Programs extending more offers than seats to account for expected declines appear more selective than their actual review process warrants. Accreditation pressure. Programs have to manage accreditation pressure. Programs have to manage board pass rates and graduation concerns, and they have to have candidates that demonstrate that they're ready to succeed and will produce 80% or more pass rates for both. That changes the behavior and the acceptance rate. So here's exactly how to stop spiraling and start researching in a way that actually improves your odds. For every program on your list, look up these 3 things before you look at acceptance rate. Number 1, the 3-year pass rate in MBCOT. It's in mbcot.org. Is it consistently above 90%? That's quality that you can verify. Number 2, graduation rate. The graduation rate is on every program's website. Is it comfortably above 80%? That tells you whether the program is admitting students who are successful there. Number 3, mission and graduate outcomes. Where do graduates actually work? Does that match where you want to work? Programs that score well on all 3, regardless of their acceptance rates, are programs that are valuable to you and are worth the investment. Programs that score poorly on any of these, regardless of how prestigious their acceptance rates makes them appear, deserve more scrutiny before you commit because they might not match your needs. The acceptance rate spiral ends when you replace it with a research framework that actually measures what matters: board performance, graduation rate, mission alignment, geographic market analysis, rolling admissions timings. Those variables determine your real competitive position at any program. Acceptance rates is noise. Data above it is your signal. Start researching the signal. My group sessions and my school community OT Students Level Up cover the complete program research framework and how to evaluate every program on your list using the data that actually matters from someone who actually knows. Group sessions are also available if you want to check those out. There are slots available. Both links are in the description. You found it. Now use it.